How many times have you created a ridgeline and then found it in the pack later on and cut it up because you thought it was just extra cord?
Yeah.
Guilty. Cord, ridgelines, things like that in my pack is like this in the daisy chain. All it is I just sit there in camp whenever I got nothing better to do and I hook it together. The reason I do this is this does not knot up easy in the pack. And when I need a hunk of line, I just grab and pull. And I got line. That easy. Now, I'm going to run a ridgeline across here, but I'm not sure that I got enough. So I'm going to go ahead and anchor to this one and make me a loop around it. Just a half handy loop, but for right now I'm just going to hook it out like this for just in case, like that. Now, and I got nice and bright pink so you can see what I'm doing. This tells me that this is a ridge line. You know, by looking at a pack or whatever. How many times have you created a ridge line and then found it in the pack later on and cut it up because you thought it was just extra cord?
Yeah.
Guilty. I got tired of making ridge lines. So I went ahead and what I use is either a bright green or something like that. And this one is for demonstration. And when I pull it out of my pack, I can look at it and say that's a ridge line. On the end of my ridge line, I put a big bowline. The bowline is big enough for the whole wad to pass over. Okay? So when I walk up to a tree, and I go and flip it around right quick, all I gotta do is just pass it through it like that and pull, and I'm ready to go to the other end. That simple. Now, suppose I don't want to use this kind of knot for whatever reason. I want something that is quick and easy to disconnect from this end. Down here in our beloved South, we have intense storms that are rolling off the Gulf. And when that happens and you've got a nice tight ridge line up here and them trees start doing this and it's wet, that line will get so tight, those knots will get so tight, you can't untie them. So if I think I may be having bad weather, on this end I'm not going to put any kind of knot that I can't get out easily and quickly. I'll use a timber hitch. What a timber hitch is, simply, is this. The line's going to come around the tree like this. And let's say I want my ridge line to go to where Donnie is. I'm going to go over, come back under, and then I'll take this loop and just wrap it around that line 3 or 4 times. We're going to say 4. Put my thumb in that loop, okay? Now I'm going to pull it snug, hold on to that, and then pull it tight. See that loop still right there that I just generated? Now no matter how tight this gets, how tight I pull, that ain't going to come off that tree because it's fighting to itself through those loops. But to get it off, all I got to do is grab that loop and pull. It's going to fall off the tree. Let me demonstrate that one more time. I'm going to come up here, I'm going to cross over the top, I'm going to come over here on the side, and I'm going to loop that over 4 times. Making sure I kind of spread it down the tree a little bit. Okay? Get that last one, I'm going to put my thumb in it, I'm going to put it back there and I'm going to pull until it starts to bite up and I'm going to let go. Now, whoa, that slipped. Should not have slipped. Let me get it.
Keep Walmart paracord.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to put that further on the tree.
Tail down.
This tree's got a hollow on this bark right there, and I can stick my finger in there. That's it. Ugh. Now it ain't going nowhere. Leaving it that tight, it's going to fall off the tree. So that's the first trick. If I need something quick disconnect, the timber hitch is quick and easy. If not, I'm just going to run it around. and run it through that loop. For the sake of this, I'm gonna make another timber hitch right quick. Don't worry, I know you can't see it because I'm gonna run the ridge line now. Like that. Just like that. All right. Now I got two danglies. We'll talk about that in a minute. Come over here to the other end. Do I have enough? I think I do to go around this tree actually. I only run about 20 feet of ridge line. Okay. Now, I want this tight. So I'm going to put a trucker's hitch in here. Just like this. But I'm going to run that through that loop one time. This is a trucker's hitch. If I run there twice through the same loop, like that, that's a truckee hitch. The difference is, now when I pull it, it will lock into itself and hold it. So it holds the tension. To break it, all I do is put my thumb between those two loops and spread it. So now I can pull a ridgeline blood tight and don't have to worry about it coming loose. Now what this knot is very useful for, this truckee knot. Simple trucker's hitch pulls, I think it's 3 times the pull of it because you're using a compound leverage. It acts like a pulley system. Going through the second time causes it to lock. Now, I pull this line, so you get a little knot through because I got fat thumbs. I pull it tight. Once I get it tight, I'm just going to pinch it and put a half hitch right behind it and pull it up snug. Now it can't slide up. I got a tight ridge line. What else this knot is good for? I have to move something big and heavy. For whatever reason, there's a log across the road and I got to move it. I can hook a line, do this kind of knot up there, put a toggle on my rope and put my body weight on it. And with my 200 pounds of weight, I can generate almost 600 pounds of pull. I can move things. With 3 lines of paracord, I pulled my car back up in the road before because I could get that much torque on it. So with that truckee, it also locks. So if I slipped or whatever, it don't take off and run back. It's locking it. It gives me that moment to tie my knot, whatever. Now, up here on my line, I have 2 Proof knots that I leave up here that I have tied a toggle into the thing out of cord. What these are for is for putting a tarp on quickly. Now, all I have to do, slide it out, take that line and make a loop. Go through the grommet and take that toggle, come over the top and stick it through the loop. That's it. Now when it pulls tight, this toggle can't pull sideways through that hole. So it's going to anchor it. So again, I make a loop, stick the loop through the grommet, come over the top, stick it in there. In this case, I'm just going to put half of it through there, and now I can pull it tight. Just like that. Now notice how these Proof knots lock on their own. So I pull them, and they stay locked on their own. To adjust it, all I got to do is just grab an iron and slide it. But once it's under tension, it locks. Now this gives me the versatility. I can scoot this tarp forward or back on this line without having to untie any knots. I'm going to sling a hammock up under here, let's say. And when I put it in and I set it up tonight, the wind was coming from this direction with a little bit of light rain. During the night, let's say, it changes where it's coming from this direction. It's now blowing under this end. I can just step up here and slide my tarp up that way. All I got to do is grab this one and slack it, walk to this one, pull it up, walk back, pull it tight. I can slide it anywhere on that line to kind of fly my tarp for the most coverage that I need. Because it's blowing on that end, I get more on this end. See? Real quick and easy, up and down. Now, this is a quick disconnect where you snatch it and it just comes out. With a timber hitch on that side, that's a quick disconnect as well. So if the wind and the rain has worked it and that knot's got blood tight, no matter what, I can just snatch and it's going to come off the tree. Real quick and easy. Now, the tarps, connect the grommet and set it up and stake it to the ground. I got a pup can. I can also take it and hook one end of the tree, hook the spruce it to this, pull it out and make a diamond shelter really quick. So my one ridgeline now works for two kinds of stationary tents and two types of tarps from one line. These stay attached. I don't have to hunt them or find out what they are. And with this toggle, I can hook anything with a grommet. I can put a military poncho on here. I can put a much bigger tarp on here. I can put my smaller tarp on here. It doesn't matter as long as I've got this connection system. It locks to any of them. I think of it kind of like the quick connect chuck on air tools. As long as I got the line provide, what tool do I need? I can also hook other devices to this. Now, this spruce, which is just a standard spruce, and all I've done to create this, I took a bight of line, folded it around, did a overhand knot, and made that loop up top. And the remaining piece of line about this long, I just started tying knots, one on top of the other, until I got a big enough toggle that I wanted, about 2 inches, and then I just went back over itself, so I ended up in the middle, so you got a T. That way, when you put it through that loop, like that, if you put it halfway, when it pulls tight, like that, it's not going to go through that hole. But all I got to do is just slack it and yank, and it'll pop right off. If it's going to be severe, I have to lock it. There's no reason this can ever come off. I'm going to put that loop up through there, and I'm going to put the entire toggle through it, sideways. That way when it cinches up, there's absolutely no way that's going to go back to that grommet, period. It weighs nothing, and it stays on the line. Now, these spruce can also be used for other things, as I was teaching the gentleman down there a while ago. Suppose I want to tie off to something that's slick, a real slick type of tree. And no matter how I put my line on it, it wants to slide down the tree. That's where one of these comes in. All I'm going to do is go up to a tree, and I'll take some more paracord if I need to, and generate a spruce, and just do a spruce around the tree. And hook to my ridgeline underneath it. Now my ridgeline cannot slide down it. Like I'm trying to hook up to a steel pole or something like that, where there's nothing to grip. It will not slide then, because this will draw tighter with the load. This type of knot and the timber hitch are a constriction knot. They draw tighter the greater the load. Until the material breaks, it will just get tighter and tighter and tighter, provided that you have some form of traction. Now this gnarly tree that I was trying, there's these hollow spots in it, as you saw. So when I tied my knot was in this hollow spot right here. You know it's going to slip. So you got to kind of be mindful of that. Other than that, you can just adjust it as necessary.